Have you ever thought that there was an emoji that existed and then you found out that it didn't?
Oh, this is like a Mandela effect for emojis. I've never experienced this because I have used, I would describe myself as a, quote, basic bitch when it comes to emojis. I use the 6 or 7 that I think we would describe as like broadly pan universal, right? Like the smiley, the biggest smiley, the flat mouth, and like maybe the kissy with a wink and hearts or something like that. And that's it.
Okay.
So they all exist as far as I'm aware.
Has anyone heard of the seahorse emoji? Do you remember, back in your mind, seeing a seahorse emoji back there?
Maybe. There's a lot of animals. There's
There are.
I find as
There
well, I don't know
are.
if you experienced this, Daniel, but here in Australia, for some quite bizarre reason, seahorses get. Oh,
Hi, Sandy.
where's
There's
Cement?
a dark cat.
Wait, that's not Sandy. That's
Cement?
hey. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Cement.
No. This is Cement.
I see seahorse iconography everywhere, so I'm also aware of the fact that I might just be projecting many seahorses that I've seen around the place into an emoji form. But having said that, I feel like I have seen a seahorse emoji.
Okay, well, you haven't because there isn't one not in the standard Unicode set.
Biscuits.
However, there's a funny story from Josh Milton on metro.co.uk. It's called, "We asked ChatGPT if there's a seahorse emoji, things got a little weird." So I tried it myself. I went to ChatGPT and I said, I think I remember a seahorse emoji. Is there one? Can you see my screen right now?
Yes, and it's a seashell.
Yes, seashell. And you're right, there is a seahorse emoji. Fish. No, wait, that's a tropical fish. Here's the actual one. Dragon. Nope, wrong again. Aha, emoji. This one. And check out what's going on. It's like, it does like 17 iterations all the way down the page of saying, oh no, okay, I got this. The real one is a string of garbage emoji that aren't relevant. No, wait, okay, I'll stop joking. Yes, there really is one. No.
I have never encountered
I've never encountered
GPT
doing
interacting
this
like
kind of. No. I have encountered it saying, hold on, I got to think for a minute.
No, and what I've also,
But
one of the principal criticisms I've had with most large language models is that it would stop at the front, in my experience. It would say yes, and it would give you a seashell, and it would basically be like, I did a good job. It's been very comfortable being wrong in all of the things that I've found it be wrong in.
But what we wanted to do is do all of that thinking, reasoning, whatever thing that is visualizing that it's doing, and then at the end say, I'm sorry, there isn't one.
Yeah, so have we seen an instance of like are we seeing behind the curtain here? Is that what's going on?
I think we might be, and I think this has interesting implications for how large language models process text. So what I think is going on is, first of all, the large language model, and by the way, Claude does the same kind of thing, although it didn't thrash for 17 iterations, it did maybe 3 and then stopped. But it's got access to text where people are convinced that the seahorse emoji exists. People are talking about the seahorse emoji as if it exists because of the Mandela effect. So that primes the large language model to say, this must be a thing. All these people are saying it's a thing. But that can't be the whole story, because I tested it on other Mandela effects, like the Fruit of the Loom logo, which many people are. Can you describe the Fruit of the Loom logo, the underwear brand in the USA?
I have no idea what it is.
It's a sort of shell from Greek mythology overflowing with fruit.
The cornucopia, full of fruit.
Cornucopia.
That's the Fruit of the Loom logo, except it's not. The Fruit of the Loom logo has never had a cornucopia. It's never had a horn of plenty thing with all the stuff coming out. But many people are convinced that it once did, and it never did. But when I ask ChatGPT and Claude about this, they both say, oh no, that's a straightforward Mandela effect. That's not how it was.
Interesting. But is that because there's not enough information about the seahorse emoji?
Maybe because there aren't enough websites that talk about, no, this is not a thing. Because there are a lot of Mandela emoji, the binoculars, the vacuum. Also, I tested it on the Monopoly guy. What's the Monopoly guy look like? You know, the game Monopoly.
Yeah.
He's an old guy with a
hat and a monocle and a mustache.
He's got a hat, he's got a monocle, and a mustache, except one of those three things he doesn't have.
Yeah, he doesn't have a monocle.
He doesn't have a monocle. And if I ask ChatGPT, am I freaking anybody else out here? Okay, fine.
Well, I just asked my ChatGPT about the seahorse, and it went on. I had to. It never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked it something else I know is untrue, and it gave an answer. It stopped.
Just gave an answer. That's what happened with
It's
the Monopoly guy.
It's almost as if there's like a, you know how Google hard coded in like what's the meaning of life 42.
Right,
Okay.
right.
It almost feels like someone has.
What I'm wondering is if this is in some way related to, like, I've noticed that all of the things that you said, Daniel, are in some way visual.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does it look like this?
They are
Does
visual.
it like all of them, right? Like if you ask ChatGPT, how do you spell the Berenstain Bears, right? One of the more famous Mandela effects. I imagine it's going to spit out either the correct answer or the wrong answer very, very quickly. Are we encountering an issue with a large language model fundamentally not having any visual acuity whatsoever? So all it can do is approximate based on what it has found in the corpuses of text that it has been trained on.
The fish emoji doesn't look like a fish emoji to a large language model. It looks like a space in the Unicode directory. And also, those emoji are scattered around in discussions, but the emoji being used has sometimes a tenuous connection to the actual words themselves because they are functioning as tone indicators or sometimes gestures. Their meaning is a bit obscure. So I think the fact that this is about emoji is contributing to the confusion. It thinks that it can pull something out because people talk about it as if it's real. But then when it tries to do so, it spits out weird random things and it can't see them. It can't see the little pictures.
No.
And the text that it's trained on doesn't give much clue about what it is. So I think this is a fascinating little insight about large language models and emoji.
And I think you're right. It's something specific about emoji, not just other visual cues. Because I just asked it, like, is the Doctor Who telephone box red? And there's lots of people in fan fiction and whatever writing about it and describing it as blue. So it knows that it's blue. Like, it knows to associate those words. So it's something very particular to emoji.
Is it blue?
That's cool.
It
it's
is
blue.
Yeah.
It's blue. Okay, phew.